Hello everyone, we're covering Bughouse World Championship. This is the open section, Group G. We have National Masters, BughouseLad and ZBB versus terra87 and Zmeenish. Zmeenish, otherwise known as the Zera of the Brain, who streams on Twitch. BughouseLad also streams on Twitch. Let me get his let me do some proper shoutouts for them. Okay, so BughouseLad is Nicholas Tice on Twitch. And Zmeenish is the Zera of the Brain. We will give her a shout out as well. Alright, so our current score is 1-0 favoring BughouseLad and ZBB. There's a very large rating discrepancy between BughouseLad and Zmeenish. Although when Zmeenish and terra87 played against Horko and Ecarf, they still got quite a few wins. During that match, Zmeenish went up, I don't know, 50 to 100 points. So maybe we'll see something similar happen here. We'll see. BughouseLad and ZBB both being National Masters, playing a very chess-like manner. So basically they're going to play fast, win pieces, and if one of them is in a position where they're mated, likely the other one will be able to chess. So BughouseLad looks like he may have a windmill situation here, where he can take a whole bunch of pieces, moving the rook back and forth. He also probably has a mate. So this knight here, okay, well it worked. Knight could have taken before the pawn. So yeah, I think the rook should have taken the knight and then windmilled once before doing that. And then that would have been forced, but maybe I missed something where it was forced anyway. I just think the way he did it required one more knight, unless I was mistaken somehow. But anyway, our score is 2-0, favoring BughouseLad and ZBB. This is the open section, 2-minute time control. So it is first to 15 will win the match. Well, we're hitting the tail end of this tournament here. And so in the open section, groups A, D, and E, all their matches are complete. In the challenger section, groups B, C, D, and E, all matches are done. In the challenger section, groups A and H only have one match left. On the other hand, there are a few places where they've played practically nothing. So for example, open group B, which includes 12-teen and Little Plotkin, has scheduled 0 matches, which is quite concerning. Like, not only have they played 0 matches, I think they've scheduled 0 matches. So we gave each of these groups an entire month to play their whole match, to play all their matches. And every year, unfortunately, there's some groups that do not play their matches. And then as arbiters, we have to decide who wins by forfeiting, or if we forfeit both teams. Last year, unfortunately, and by we really I mean I, because I ran these groups, had to forfeit the top seed, which was at the time was uh, Jeffrey Zhang and A Wonder Liang, Grandmasters, which was not a decision that I wanted to make. So probably we see, okay, so now a knight can come in. Okay, this knight check is even better because it cuts off this square. We have mate in one here. Hey, Orko. What's the score? Great question. Current score is 4-0. That's 4-0, favoring BughouseLad and ZBB. Orko is in this group and is played against both these teams. And I might add one against both these teams. I think, is your group the plot and pawn group? Where I think there have been very few matches played against that team, if I recall correctly. Plot and pawn and Marie chess. Can the queen come up? Maybe he'd prefer bishop in just to keep control of this square. I'm not sure. Oh, he's sacking. Okay. Another option. Assume we want, yep, bishop far away. Now, knight would mate. And we're going to throw a pawn in. Time is even. ZBB should be able to sit. Our score 5-0, favoring ZBB BughouseLad. Oh, Horko has a match scheduled against them on Thursday. Sounds good. Yeah, there's a few matches scheduled. I think I was just looking at the open forum. They haven't made the calendar yet, but they're in the scheduling forum. Yeah, Horko and Ikar versus Marie Chess and Plot and Pawn is going to be a little past noon Eastern time on Thursday. Zubidu and Rezax are playing Homeless Patzer and Emerald on Wednesday at 8 a.m. Eastern time in the US. A few more matches scheduled. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to cover either of them. Maybe the Thursday match, but definitely not the Wednesday match. The Wednesday match I will be at work. And unfortunately, the last weekend I'm going to be busy, so I won't be able to catch up matches then. So if we take this, there's pawn check, knight check. Okay. To be honest, I think he's still... Or no, because I guess then the king could have come out. So he keeps trying to get this knight checkmate. Sack the queen. I assume we get knight in. This should be mate. Well, maybe he can walk over. BughouseLad needs to try to cut this off. Maybe rook over. Try to prevent him from walking over. Rook over, rook takes with Severus on g7. Maybe something can plan on g6. Which is not check, but boxes him in. Actually, ZBB down a significant amount of time. So Zmeenish probably going to stall. And hope the terra87 can win this at chess. We have a pawn poised to promote. Another pawn which can be slapped down for an additional promotion. Ooh, uh-oh. So now I'm sorry. Yeah, terra87 needs a blocker, and it cannot be a pawn. And BughouseLad and ZBB made up the time. That's another win for them. Our score 6-0, favoring BughouseLad. Let me give a shout out the other way to the Zara of the Brain. Zmeenish is the Zara of the Brain, who streams as well. Mostly Crazy House. Assume Night Out. BughouseLad. Okay. Not gonna happen yet, at least. Now the night comes in. BughouseLad grabs a free piece. Attacking the rook. You also have this square for the knight, or this square for a knight. Assume we have knight. Okay, that was not the knight I expected to take, but same difference, I guess. terra87 on the attack, but a lot of these key squares are covered. Queen trade on offer. BughouseLad maybe wants to get his rook in, potentially. Maybe pawn check if he wants to. Okay. Yep, this is mate. Also, pawn check and promote would have been made as well. So pawn or the knight mated there. I score 7-0, favoring BughouseLad ZBB. But yeah, it would be very unfortunate if Plotkin and 12-teen were eliminated for failure to schedule matches. They are one of the top seeds, but I mean, if they don't schedule matches, they can't just get a bye. They've got to actually put the work in here. That should be a mate for BughouseLad here. Exploiting the pin. And that's mate. Our score 8-0 for BughouseLad ZBB. It is 1-15. We might be about halfway done the match here. This is looking to be a blowout. ZBB on the defensive. Queen trade by BughouseLad and Zmeenish. terra87 is attacking. I don't think that queen trade benefited ZBB. But he's doing an okay job defending. Now he sacks the queen, but gets the maiden knight. So it was worth it. I score now 9-0, favoring BughouseLad ZBB. Rook mates for BughouseLad. I don't see any of these rooks come in anytime soon. Okay, they've resigned. Not entirely sure why they resigned. I didn't really have a look at the time though. Maybe they were very down on time. we see pawn check. I think Zmeenish should have pawn checked and then traded the queens there. Sacking a pawn to at least draw the king out. The trade, the way it went, allowed the rook to get activated. I think it was worth the pawn not to activate the rook and to bring the king out. Oh, this king is coming out on its own though. I don't know how f6 got played. f6 seemed like a very bad move. Created light squared weaknesses. This is a threat. Might have to take this. BughouseLad with 2 queens in his hand. Going for some king safety. Probably gonna have to give up one of those queens. There it goes. They're down time also. Zmeenish could wait for pieces. Oh, we can pick up another queen. Knight could be good. Knight at c5. Whoa, that has to be a mouse slip. What is this knight doing back here? Knight here was just crushing. As the bishop was cut off before. All of a sudden, BughouseLad looks a lot safer. Yeah, up was the way to go. If you went the other way, there was knight check. Zmeenish still has a decent position, but not as good as it could have been. Okay, a rook mates for BughouseLad. And it was a good idea not to take this rook. If you take the rook, then probably new knight in. Gonna lead to bad stuff. Oh, there's the rook. Alright, our score 11-0, favoring BughouseLad ZBB. That game really should have gone to Zmeenish. If she hadn't mouse slipped the knight on the back rank there, I think there would have been a pretty easy mate. With, what was it, knight at c4, whatever. terra87 is sacking on the attack. BBB needs to defend. Seems to be attacking instead. Right now, the bishop guards these squares. I don't think you never want to take this knight, because then your dark squares become weak. I mean, unless it mates for your partner. BughouseLad down 1 second, but still decent position. How can he improve his position? Maybe rook over, maybe bishop out. Maybe activate the queen. Okay, pawn came in, knight came back. Creates a weakness on f6 potentially. Also play a knight at g7 to trade off the rook for the knight. The problem with trading a knight though is knight at h5 is now pretty bad now that the knight has moved away from f6. So really you need to guard this knight. I think BughouseLad needs to stall. The knight will lead to mate. I mean, you could try to go up, but it's not going to be pleasant. Gives up a queen. This does not look at all healthy for ZBB. But looks like they're going for a flag. And they get the flag, even though there's mate in 1 on the board with pawn check. It is not GG's. Zmeenish said GG's, but right now it's 12-0. I think Zmeenish may be confused about the open section versus the challenger section. Challenger section is to 11. Open section is to 15. So I'm asking if they are just forfeiting the rest of the games. Terra87 is saying 0-15. I think Terra87 maybe doesn't want to play anymore. I'm not sure why, because they had very good chances that game. I mean, it's mate in 1 on the board. I'm very confused. So we're gonna see what's going on. They don't resume the games. I assume that means that they are agreeing to a forfeit. But right now our score is 12-0. Zmeenish. Okay. So hopefully ZBB didn't leave, because the other team said GG's. We're waiting for this to resume. DM and Silent Scope, ZBB. ZBB is saying they're not accepting the rematch. Alright, we'll give this a few minutes. But if they don't accept the rematch, then it would be a forfeit. Zmeenish is saying, Zmeenish seems to understand. Zmeenish says, no, we need to play another game. But I think her partner, terra87, is just conceding. So I'm not sure. We will see. Okay, they're saying we give up. Okay, so final score. Favoring okay, so Zmeenish's team has given up after a score of 12-0. So they're forfeiting the other 3 games. So thanks to all the players. Congratulations to ZBB and BughouseLad for their win. And again, check out Nicholas Tice on Twitch. Should give him a follow. Check out the Zara of the Brain on Twitch. Should give her a follow. We are gonna end the stream here. We're gonna look for someone to raid. I'm gonna check the chess category, see if we see anyone there, but if not, we may raid Helm's Knight. Helm's Knight used to stream a lot of Bughouse. Right now, she's streaming Fortnite. So let's first see if there's anyone streaming chess variants. If we don't see any chess variants, then we will raid Helm's Knight. I do not see any chess variants. So let's send you all to Helm's Knight. Thanks everyone for watching. Again, we do have some matches coming up. Not today, but later in the week. So on Thursday, we have a match with Horko and Ekarf versus Plot and Pawn and Murray Chess. On Wednesday, there is a match, and the Thursday match I will try to cover. I should be available then. On the other hand, there is a Wednesday match. Reza CZ and ZD Boo versus Homeless Patchard and Emerald. Which is Wednesday at 8 a.m. Eastern Time. The Wednesday match I will not be able to cover, as I will be previously committed. In the Challenger section, we have a few matches coming up. On Monday, tomorrow, at noon, there's a match, Ibrat and Barris versus KSR Vinay and Big Splat. I will not be able to cover that one, because again, I will be at work. I won't be able to cover matches next weekend either. Anyway, have a great afternoon, everyone. Bye, guys.